Hey guys, what's up? This is Ziploc Rules 2013, and today I'm going to be showing off the newest console addition to my collection. And that is going to be the Sega Genesis. This is a game console I don't really have much experience with, and that I've wanted to have for the longest time. I rented this Blockbuster a couple times, played Sonic on it as a kid, but in terms of owning one, I've never actually had one. And so, it's like 3 weeks ago. This is an overdue video, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, I went to my local Game Craze, which is a retro video game shop here in Rochester. And yeah, so I got myself a Model 2 Sega Genesis. Now the Model 1, I'm sure is the one that is the Genesis you're all used to seeing. It's probably the one you're most familiar with. And so was I. That's the one that was always up for rental. And it also came with the 6-button controller. I always had the 3-button controller. So this is actually pretty cool. This is a lot better for fighting games, apparently. And it's a comfortable controller, believe it or not. Despite what you might think from the design, it looks really weird. But it is a comfortable controller. And I'm glad this is in my collection. The seller, there was one of these actually at the store. It was on top of a Model 2 Sega CD, and there was a Sega 32X in the top here. And it had a $39.99 price tag on it. Now, it turns out it was just a display unit. Unfortunately, that would have been the biggest steal in history if that was actually for sale for 35 bucks. But unfortunately, it wasn't. The seller also had, or the guy at the shop anyway, had one of these, the Model 3 Genesis. Kind of looks like one of those NES, Super Nintendo clones from like the early 2000s. I didn't even know it existed. It doesn't even look official, but he had one. But I ended up settling for this. This was $40. Kind of cheaped out because the Model 1 he had was actually $50. I'm trying to save some money, so I don't know. I settled for this, and I'm happy with what I have. It also came with this RF switch. Do not use this. I tested it out. It looks like shit. Instead, I just went ahead and bought myself some composite cables for it. Mainly so I could hook this up to a TV, although I want to upgrade this to S-Video at a later point, and you're probably going to see why, because I have some gameplay to show you off in just a minute. But before we get to that, I just want to show off some games I actually ordered for it. So let's push those back for a minute. Obviously, I had to get myself a copy of Sonic 1. This one's in a little bit of rough shape, but it is the original a lot of times you'll see the not for resale version. I thankfully was able to get just the original print. And Sonic 1, every Genesis owner has Sonic 1. Sonic 2, ironically, does have the not for resale badge on there. And usually you'd get these exact opposite. Usually this would have the not for resale badge on it. And usually you'd have just a normal print of Sonic 2. Which is the way better game, by the way. But I just found that really funny, because I didn't see almost any normal prints of Sonic 1. But I managed to get, and by the way, this was in a lot along with this game. This is a Formula 1 or F1 racing game. It's really weird. It's old, so you'll see it in the video. It's a cool little arcade-style racing game. And these were all in a lot, and yeah, I was just looking for these two games, but I had this, so I'm going to show gameplay of this as well, but I don't know. I mainly got this for Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I also got this game called Altered Beasts. This cartridge is in really rough shape. This is Altered Beasts, which is a game that my sister recommended. She played this when she was a little kid, and she says she remembered it being good. I also have gameplay of this. I have gameplay of all, actually, I think all of these games. And I also got a copy of Sonic and Knuckles. Now, I already have Knuckles, Sonic 1 and 2 on Mega Collection, but I felt that these would be good additions to have physically. I didn't get Sonic 3, but again, Mega Collection. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some gameplay for off directly from this Genesis. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. So, I will see you in the gameplay. Alright, so here's some gameplay. Oh boy, it already looks bad. Oh boy. Yeah, so here's the direct dazzle footage from my Genesis. And yeah, it's This is Sonic the Hedgehog. It looks absolutely terrible. I'm not sure why it's in widescreen. I must have used the widescreen window when recording on accident. That's my bad, but I could tell you it didn't look that much better in the normal 4:3 window. This is Sonic 1. Everyone's got this game, obviously. This is comparable, this video quality, to what it looked like when I hooked this up through RF on my HD TV, because that's all I have to hook it up through, at least before I had the composite cables. I almost want to say it looked better on the TV through RF, and this is composite on the Dazzle, so I don't know what the hell went wrong here, but not only that, but the audio really did not translate well. It sounded great on my CRT, but for some reason it just didn't work out on the capture end. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I'm still glad I have the Model 2 Genesis, just because such a nice novelty. I'm always so familiar with the Model 1. That's what I always associate the Genesis with. But yeah, I for the longest time didn't even know there was a Model 2, and I kind of wish I didn't cheap out. I think the audio is supposed to be better on the Model 1, but overall, I'm happy with the Model 2. If I want to do a Let's Play on here, I guess I could emulate the game, even though I'm really not into emulating stuff. You know me, I'm really more about original hardware, but this is probably where I'd make an exception, because this just looks terrible. And I don't get it. It sounded fine on the TV, the audio, and it was using mono. I could only use one of the audio cables. Both audio cables were hooked up here, so I don't know what went wrong, but I don't care. It's Sonic 1, you know what it looks like, and you know it's awesome. Although Sonic 2, I didn't actually get any Sonic 2 footage, though, so that's my bad. That is definitely a game I should have shown off. I just kind of didn't, though. Zip's Collection, I could always show that off. Here's the next game. I think this is the right racing game. The F1 racing game. I have one of these on the Super Nintendo, and it's really bad. It's kind of styled after like F-Zero, but it just sucks. This one I'd say is better. It looks more realistic. When I say realistic here, you're about to see, yeah, it's realistic for a 90s game. Now, it's really cool. I'm sure this had to have been so cool to have in your house back in the 90s, just because back in the day, arcade games always were, at least graphically, way superior to console games, even in the early 90s. And so I can imagine this had to have been the coolest thing to have in your house in whatever year this came out. Star Fox, obviously, I'd rather play over this, even though it's not even close to being the same thing. This is racing. It's first person. I'm not into first person racing games. But it just came with Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I wanted both those games, so it's like, okay, they throw an extra game in there. Maybe it'll be good. It's not good, but it's cool. It's impressive that they got this on the Genesis. Oh, I guess I rage quit too. Yeah, it's not that good, but it's unique. It's novel. And, okay, here's Sonic and Knuckles. God, I really like Sonic. That's the thing with the Genesis. The Super Nintendo, you got Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, you got Donkey Kong Country. The Genesis, I was always a Super Nintendo kid. Now, naturally, I'm a 2000s kid. I didn't grow up in the time that this would have been popular. So, it's not like they were running commercials for the newest Genesis game when I was a kid. Like, I grew up during the GameCube era, but I did have the Super Nintendo, so I was always a Super Nintendo kid. The thing with the Genesis, though, whenever I'd rent it, I'd only play Sonic on it. Like, that's all I knew from the Genesis was Sonic the Hedgehog. That's kind of what I mainly associated the Genesis with. You know, I didn't know there was, like, you know, Mortal Kombat, I'm sure, was way better on the Genesis. The controller was really cool. And, I don't know, there's so many great games, I'm sure, on the Genesis I just never got to try out. So, if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I'd be glad to purchase more games for this thing. And, I'd like to build up a collection. Ooh, Spin Dash. That's one thing that threw me off about... Oh, God. Spin Dash. You're supposed to Spin Dash here. I couldn't figure out how to get free of this chain. Keep in mind I did not grow up with Sonic and Knuckles. Whenever I'd rent Sonic, it'd be Sonic 1, 2, or 3. I always loved Sonic 3. And the main thing I got Sonic and Knuckles for, because this is on Mega Collection, but you can actually play... Oh, I guess that footage got cut off a little early. Oh, whatever. The thing with Sonic and Knuckles, you can hook up Sonic 2 to it, and you can actually play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. I thought you could do that in Sonic 1, but apparently that's not a thing. There's like ROM hacks for that, but that's not officially a thing. Now, here's Altered Beast. This is the game that my sister recommended I check out, and she played it as a kid. She said she remembered it being good. It's this really bizarre beat-em-up game. You're like this random dude just killing all these zombies, these statue heads, these giant pigs, it looked like. I couldn't tell what those were. Again, this looks so bad, I know. I'm sure it would look so much better on an emulator, but what the hell are you going to do? You have some really nice moves, I guess, but I don't know. My sister's in her late 20s. She probably played this when she was like 3, I'm guessing, so her memory probably just failed her, because, it's okay, I guess. God, look at the dude's now, like, completely ripped. Giant muscles. Later he, like, starts transforming. That's the one thing she remembered from the game, is that the characters, like, just transform out of nowhere, and it's just so weird. And, I don't know. Oh, right here. I think, yeah, transform. Look at that. I'm like this wolf-human hybrid. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. It's so weird. It's like... Why? Why does this exist? I don't know. But it's really funny. And, I don't know. I'm glad I checked it out. And it's just so bizarre. I don't know. It's not the best. I'm sure the Mortal Kombat games are really good on here. I've never really been a fan of Mortal Kombat. There's other beat-em-up games that were on the Super Nintendo I never played. Usually if I played beat-em-ups, they were in arcades when I was a kid. Usually for Super Nintendo, it was like platformers. That was really the main thing I played on Super Nintendo was platformers. Again, being a Super Nintendo kid was awesome. Super Nintendo had great games. And I'm sure the Genesis does. Again, I'm sure this is a great video game console. It's just, I just never got into it. Whenever I thought of the Genesis, I'm like, oh yeah, Sonic's on there. And then you ask me about the Super Nintendo. Oh, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario Kart, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, Mario All-Stars. All these games you can name, yet a Sega fan could probably do the same for the Genesis. But I just did not grow up with the Genesis. I hardly have any experience with it. But I'm glad I have it now. And these games are really cheap. And again, I'm really sorry that I was very late in making this video. I just kind of never really got around to it. I kept promising it, and then it was just like I just never actually got around to it. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, transform into another dimension here. I can't even tell. It's just such a weird game. But I'm gonna have to end this off in a bit. Again, leave a like, leave a comment. Comment if you have any game suggestions as well. Any games I should try out. I know Echo the Dolphin, Let's Player I used to watch. Mega Freak 400 did a Let's Play of Echo the Dolphin. I never really watched too much of it, and it's supposed to be a really common game, but I don't know if it's any good. I know Angry Video Game Nerd uploaded a video about that the other day. I haven't watched it, though, so I'll have to go back and see that, but I don't know. I'll check it out. And, I don't know. I know the Genesis nostalgia craze, you know, all the kids that grew up with it. They already got their games, so the prices hopefully died down, which is unfortunately not the case for the GameCube. Oh god, is that an expensive system to collect for. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this off. I think I'm running out of footage, so I hope you enjoyed my video showcasing my brand new Sega Genesis. Leave a like. Leave a comment if you have any game suggestions, and I'll see you in tomorrow's We Play video. So, I'll see you then. Peace.